Life is a comedy to those who think, a tragedy to those who feel. The big lesson in life, baby, is never be scared of anyone or anything. Time is heavy sometimes. Imagine how heavy eternity must be. The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common. Stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive. The spirit tower has its guardian, but unless it understands who its guardian is, it cannot be guarded. You can't be brave if you've only had wonderful things happen to you. The most important decision you make is to be in a good mood. Sometimes life is too hard to be alone, and sometimes life is too good to be alone. Forget injuries. Never forget kindnesses. Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. Life doesn't require ideals. It requires standards of action. It's better this way, sister. There's more to life than staying safe. Hats have power. Hats can change you into someone else. We all have two lives. The second one starts when we realize that we only have one. Fear is nothing more than a negative assessment of risk. When envoys are sent with compliments in their mouths, it is a sign that the enemy wishes for a truce. Accepting oneself does not preclude an attempt to become better. Faith is a knowledge within the heart, beyond the reach of proof. There is no doubt fiction makes a better job of the truth. Don't fear big. Fear mediocrity. Fear waste. Fear the lack of living to your fullest. Decide what you want to be, pay the price, and be what you want to be. Many things are not as they seem. The worst things in life never are. Without local guides, your enemy employs the land as a weapon against you. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. As soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. Once you bid farewell to discipline, you say goodbye to success. If you're waiting until you feel talented enough to make it, you'll never make it. Be wiser than other people if you can, but do not tell them so. Faithless is he that says farewell when the road darkens. Great understanding is broad and unhurried. Little understanding is cramped and busy. The true vocation of man is to find his way for himself. Your direction is more important than your speed. Have enough courage to start and enough heart to finish. To go outside what your charge was and to try to solve everything yourself is dangerous. There's so much to be grateful for. Words are poor things. Victory comes from finding opportunities in problems. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. The better organized the state, the duller its humanity. Anyone who does anything creative is always going to want to change. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. The flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long. One who is too insistent on his own views finds few to agree with him. I'm not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decisions. The job of feet is walking, but the hobby is dancing. Do not presume that richness or poorness will bring you happiness. In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent. Sometimes the grass is greener, sometimes it is sick. Focus on making yourself better, not on thinking that you are better. In the end, you have to choose whether or not to trust someone. To know that we know what we know, and that we do not know what we do not know. That is true knowledge. Just be real. It saves everyone's time. The truth isn't always beauty, but the hunger for it is. Moods can be contagious. Don't catch or spread a bad mood. The world changes. We do not. Therein lies the irony that kills us. Anger dwells only in the bosom of fools. You are never alone. You are eternally connected with everyone. Most of what matters in our lives takes place in our absence. Respond intelligently, even to unintelligent treatment. There is an intelligent way to eat a live frog. I just don't know what it is. Don't be afraid of failure. This is the way to succeed. Grace isn't a little prayer you chant before receiving a meal. It's a way to live. There are people who have money and people who are rich. You have to notice the truth in order to be able to avoid it. Knowledge is responsibility, which is why people resist knowledge. He who is highly esteemed is not easily conspired against. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Your story is remarkable, even if you don't know it yet. Take care of your body, then the rest will automatically become stronger. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations. Without education, you're not going anywhere in this world. Wisdom comes not from age, but from education and learning. Serious thinkers are few, and the world is ruled by crude ideas. So many people love you. Don't focus on the people who don't. There's nothing in the world that breeds success like success. In war, numbers alone confer no advantage. Do not advance relying on sheer military power. There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. If quick, I survive. If not quick, I am lost. This is death. Life would be unbearably dull if we had answers to all our questions. Some men never die, and some men never live, but we're all alive tonight. But you don't have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Stop doing what is easy or popular. Start doing what is right. To have a human form of a joyful thing, but in the universe of possible forms, there are others just as good. Remember, man does not live on bread alone. Sometimes he needs a little buttering up. He who knows he is a fool is not the biggest fool. He who knows he is confused is not in the worst confusion. I'd rather hear an ugly truth rather than an obscure lie. No one is too busy. It's only a matter of priorities. Stop blaming outside circumstances for your inside chaos. For any sin, we all suffer. That is why our suffering is endless. Everything has to be all right. Maybe not today, but eventually. Being born is like being kidnapped and then sold into slavery. Like the sun and moon, they end but to begin anew. Like the four seasons, they pass away to return once more. I don't paint dreams or nightmares. I paint my own reality. In the haunted house of life, art is the only stair that doesn't creak. So shut up, live, travel, adventure, bless, and don't be sorry. Birth is not the beginning. Death is not the end. I'm just doing me, and to me, that's what got me this far. One defends when his strength is inadequate. He attacks when it is abundant.